It's the new festive month of December. Welcome to yet this edition of UCU Focus. My name is Emmanuel Lule, but first, let's look at the headlines. Works on Bishop Tucker Road commence. UCU students relieved as hostel fees are cut. The newly elected guild president gets his manifesto rolling. And COVID-19 disease jeopardizes sports at UCU. And in sports, we look at the delayed resumption of the FIFA Women's Super League. And now let's look at the news in detail. The construction of Bishop Tucker Road started earlier this month. The ongoing project was a pledge by His Excellency Kaguta Museveni during the annual UCU run earlier in February. Our reporter Lona has the details.
At the beginning of this month, the upgrade of Bishop Tucker Road commenced. Ali Mbarak Limited, a construction company, has taken up a contract for Mukono municipality. They are optimistic that within the next 2 months, the road will be fully completed. Various road users have expressed their concerns over the poor condition of the road, but with evidence of the start of the construction, some are very hopeful of benefiting from it.
So on my side about this road, I'm just happy that the construction is taking place from Bishop Stage. Actually, it might take up to Bugujwe.
Clearly, the rehabilitation of Bishop Tucker Road is on and going. However, a lot of uncertainty looms around its completion of the entire stretch to cover the whole university.
Non-resident students of Uganda Christian University received the news for the reduction of their accommodation fees with delight. The semester, which abnormally began on 15th of October, had to see the guild government intervene. This was done in a bid to reach a mutual agreement with the hostel owners on a new fees structure payment. Kellen reports.
With the resumption of this Advent semester that began on the 15th October, Uganda Christian University students were delighted following the reduction of the hostel fees. Obviously, relief and joy were felt after the pandemic hit everyone and affected them financially.
Initially, we used to pay 1 million, 1.2 according to the size of the room, but there's been a reduction because now the highest was 1 million, 1.2, now it's 800. So I believe the fees were now fair.
However, on the other side, dissatisfaction and losses have loomed over various hostel owners and custodians after they cut their usual fees to a lower price in a bid to remain in business, as some have lamented.
For us here, what we have been getting in a semester, we have not even got it. And it's even giving us difficulty to run out the business, paying water, paying electricity.
My salary personally has been deducted because of the low prices of the charges of the hostel.
Right behind me are some of the hostels around Uganda Christian University. Both the students and the custodians have agreed to the terms and conditions set by the previous guild government, considering the duration of this Advent semester. Kellen Owente reporting for UCU Focus.
The coronavirus pandemic has caused disastrous effects all over the nation. In an insight, we look at how it has jeopardized normality of sports students at Uganda Christian University. Our reporter Lillian has the details.
The pandemic has hit many areas of life and sports is not an exception. Sports students of Uganda Christian University have been the most affected since their training has been put on hold to observe the SOPs, especially the one of social distancing, causing dismay.
We don't train, we don't get to play, and some of the privileges have been removed from us. Like we used to get accommodation, we no longer get that. We used to have meals at the DH, and that's also got done. So that has been a burden to us.
This has been the situation for the last 2 months ever since the semester began.
All the courts are so empty. There's no applicant actually doing the trainings anymore. So we really hope and call upon the organization to really help us.
With the outbreak of the pandemic, various events, including the sports activities, have come to a halt. The sports students at Uganda Christian University have faced it rough and tough, as it's evident that various privileges have been robbed of them due to the effects of COVID-19. Lilian Linganzi reporting for UCU Focus.
The newly elected guild president of Uganda Christian University, Agaba Kenneth Amponda, has started work rolling. In an interview with our reporter, he comments about the parody of the ongoing online studies at UCU. Shedrack with the details.
The newly elected Guild President of Uganda Christian University, Kenneth Agaba Amponda, has promised to work hand in hand with the UCU administration to enable students get the best online education. This has come at a time when the university is experiencing a lot of forces both from the lecturers and students due to the challenges they are facing studying online. Salwa Kasuja MP Swasa believes that building the bridge to the new normal will enable them do better.
Say we are going to work hand in hand with the UCU administration so that the students can be a very effective system of online education.
And that's what we're going to base on as a government to do better, to even surpass what the previous government was able to do.
However, according to Akelo Meka, Minister of Education, this is not going to come on a silver plate.
It's a challenging situation, but still, we can still face the challenges and achieve all that we've promised to do.
This government has come at a time when the pandemic is on its highest peak, and it is going to face a lot of challenges in delivering its services to the students. Shedrack Chebet reporting for UCU Focus.
And now in sports. The delayed resumption of the FUFA Women's Super League continues to leave UCU Lady Cardinals team in uncertainty. The league was nullified in March following the outbreak of the pandemic. Its return still remains uncertain. Hasfa reports.
Following the resumption of men's top-flight football league, there has continued to be uncertainty of when FUFA Women's Super League will subsequently commence. The league comprises of 8 teams, including UCU Lady Cardinals, who are the defending champions. However, this dire situation continues to jeopardize their hopes of defending the trophy.
And me personally, the league, it has affected me because it has delayed. Because usually have that thing bond, and then teamwork. Like now, people are in different places.
They say the delay of football action has physically affected their exploits and they can't do without teamwork, despite pushing harder for individual training sessions in their confines, which requires determination.
So we're only waiting and praying and hoping that everything works for good, and that should be what we should be doing actually, so we are waiting.
UCU Lady Cardinals team has cried loud for the delayed kickoff of the league. However, the report indicates that the forthcoming season could tentatively kick off in February next year when the political climate stabilizes. Nasuna Hasfa, UCU.
Thank you, Hasfa, for that report. That brings us to the end of today's news broadcast. Follow us on our online platforms for more. Up next is the Current Affairs segment. I'm Emmanuel Lule. Stay tuned. Welcome to yet this edition of our Current Affairs segment. With me today is the Chairman, Electoral Commission at Uganda Christian University. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, I'll have him introduce himself to our viewers.
Thank you so much. Christian greetings to the viewers. My name is Laula Lawrence, a third-year law student, and I'm the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, that is for the Guild Government 2020-2021.
Yes, the issues we have today, we want to talk about how successful the recent youth elections have been. We are very aware that they have been online and the inaugurated system of Ichagua was used. Please tell us how it was feasible and what way forward to the solution or to the problems we've had with the system.
Thank you so much. First of all, to the viewers, at the Uganda Christian University, we have a platform, the online platform for the elections. That is what we call the Itabua, which basically means that electronic voting, or maybe electronic elections that go on. Everything goes electronic, campaigning goes electronic, taking the forms goes electronic. So it happened for the first time, that was in the most recent elections, that of course brought in the building, the bridge to the new normal government. What I would say about that, first of all, it was a welcome deal by the students, and I would first of all thank the former electoral commission for the great work done, because the students, I believe that this time will be dispersed somewhere at campus, the students in Kabale, the students in Kayuga, but I believe with what we had and the number of voters that participated, however much, whenever you transition into the new team, they always tell you, but I believe it was a success, just by the votes that the voters really showed in this election. Thank you so much.
Final question I need your verdict on a suggestion that is this a revolution in the electoral process at Uganda Christian University, or we shall see going back to the ballot anytime?
Right now, the fact that when the COVID-19 pandemic came in, it opened our eyes, because it is a fact that this is flu. Yes, it is really flu, but it opened our eyes when it comes to what we call disaster preparedness. As the newly appointed electoral commission, our minds are very addressed to that. But just like we promised the students, our first thing that we shall follow is the rule of law. And whatever we do as the electoral commission must be in the favor of the students. Yes, the electoral commission is an independent body, but still whatever we do is in the favor of the students. So first thing that we have to do to make sure that everything is held in the favor of the students of the electoral commission is the fact that we have a free and fair election. So as long as it is going to be free and fair, we shall take up the electronic format of voting. Yes, please.
Yes, that has been all for tonight's segment. Thank you, sir, for coming through. Yes, goodbye to our viewers.